Even at this point, no other bikes can be compared to KTM Duke 200 because of the performance, the power delivery, the braking, the handling, everything comes at this. Hello, REVSOUL here. Welcome you all guys to a new video. Today I just brought the Dominator in the Indian market 200cc naked sports bike category, the all new KTM Duke 200. So without spending any time, let's get to know about this brutal and the beauty. So starting with the paint scheme itself, the motorcycle has got the black galvano painting. Apart from this painting, KTM has got their unique painting, the orange and black, and also gets another silver color painting. And I personally like the iconic orange and black for the KTM Duke 200 from the black galvano painting. Talking about the paint quality, yeah, we do get the premium KTM quality for this KTM Duke 202. And in the front section we have got the LED 6-pack headlights with that beautiful DRL showcasing that old generation headlights for this KTM Duke 200. Completely a brutal stance in the front section, guys. And we also get the LED indicators since the beginning of KTM Duke 200. And the rear section we get the beautiful looking LED tail lights too, making that sleek rear section. And getting on the bike, the first thing to be noted will be the seat height. We have got a seat height of like 822mm. I'm a 5'8" guy. I have complete planted foot on both sides, so no issue with the seat height for me. And also the weight too, because the bike weighs only like 159 kilograms. This is a KTM, so it's so much lighter, lighter pocket rocket, right? And looking at the keys, we get the KTM engraving in the keys too. A great key for a 200cc motorcycle. And in the handlebar switches, we get the light functions integrated into a single switch. The pass, bright, dim, everything integrated into a single switch. We also get the hazard. These switches are completely for toggling around the meter console. We get the we get the indicators, the horn in the right side, the kill switch and ignition, completely basic switches. And looking at the meter console, we have completely seen this meter console before. The Gen 3 KTM Duke, all bikes have this meter console. We get the tachometer, the warning symbols on the top, gear position indicator. Just a second. Here we get the gear position indicator, the speedometer, and we also get two ABS mode. One is the road mode and second one is the supermoto mode, where we can completely turn off the rear ABS for extra kind of fun. And apart from that, we also get complete details from the meter console like turn by turn navigation, Bluetooth connectivity, so we can control our music. Every single thing can be accessed from this meter console, so don't need to worry about those kind of things. Okay, now let's talk about the engine for the KTM Duke 200, that brutal character giving engine. Right now we get the 199.5cc single cylinder liquid cooled DOHC engine for this KTM Duke 200, which can also generate a power figures of like 25 PS power and 19.3 Newton meters of torque. And this is completely an addictive engine in the 200cc category because the gearing is set on that standards. The first three gears are like short shifting, so that giving that brutal kind of character, and the other three like 4, 5, 6 gears can be completely used in the highway, so for like peaceful cruising also. So this is a completely addictive kind of engine. In the cities we can completely explore the 3 gears, the first, second and third gears, which are also fast revving, can be completely utilized in the cities for having a blast of fun and filtering through the traffic. Everything can be done for this KTM Duke 200, since we also get a perfect braking for the KTM Duke 200 with the 300mm disc rotors with the 2-piston bi-brake calipers, which are also readily mounted, so that we get the perfect, the insane kind of braking from the 200cc. Since this has got the best brakes in the 200cc segment, nothing can be compared to the KTM Duke 200 braking standards for the 200cc at least. And in the rear section we get a 230mm disc rotors, again with a single piston bi-brake calipers. And we actually don't need the rear brakes for this motorcycle because the front brakes are enough and more for this KTM Duke 200. And looking at the suspension, we get the 43mm USD forks from the WP Apex, and it's also set on a stiffer side so that we can completely brutally run on this machine. And the rear side we get the 10-stage preload adjustable monoshock suspensions too, and we also get a 155mm ground clearance for this KTM Duke 200, which is a bit lower comparing to other motorcycles in the 200cc category. But up to this point, nothing has been hitting to the band pipe, which is also not protected by any aluminum bash plate. So my hope friends, if you guys are opting this motorcycle for a bit of off-roading, just keep in mind we only have 155mm ground clearance. And before, I just didn't tell about tires, right? We also get a 110 section tires from the MRF in the front side and a 140 section tires in the rear side, which is coming from MRF and providing a decent kind of grip. And if you guys are upgrading to like Apollo Alpha H1, you guys can completely explore the handling, the braking, everything from those tires too. And so before going for a short ride, let's also hear the exhaust note from KTM Duke 200. Let's give a bit of a throttle. Just from the exhaust note, we can know that this bike has got a brutal kind of performance. Okay, now let's go for a short ride on the KTM Duke 200. And we have reached the highway, so let's see how the KTM Duke 200 performs. First thing to be noted will be the mirrors, right? And the mirrors works perfectly, showing us every single details just behind our back, perfectly built and perfect placement too. And talking about the gears and gear shifting and clutch side, the clutch side is much lighter, not as light as Honda, but still provides a lighter clutch so that we don't get fatigued while shifting on the traffic. And talking about the gear shifts are perfectly crisper, no false neutral yet, and which is one of a great thing for a perfect gearbox. And here we got a small open road, so let's give a small pull on the KTM Duke 200. And that's the performance, the power delivery of the KTM Duke 200. There are no riding modes. Every single time we can open the throttle and get that power delivery. And looking at the vibration side, yes, KTM Duke 200 does have vibrations, but just after 6500 RPM, in the most high RPM situations, we'll feel vibration in the foot pegs and also in the handlebar levers. But below those RPMs, like in the mid RPM or low RPMs, we don't feel that kind of a vibration, even though the bike put out tremendous amount of power for a KTM Duke, for a 200cc motorcycle. And do I need to talk about the braking? Because that's a $1 million question for a KTM Duke 200. This motorcycle has got the best brakes with the bi-brake calipers, and the braking bite the motorcycle put out is non-comparable to other motorcycles in the same segment too. Looking at the ergonomic side, we have got shorter handlebars. The foot pegs are just below the seats, giving that proper riding, that aggressive kind of a riding position, and the seats are not that comfortable. If you guys are opting for touring, maybe after 100 kilometers per a single stretch, you guys need to take a perfect braking, or you can feel the numbness behind in your back. And looking at the fuel efficiency side, the motorcycle does put out 35 km per liter fuel efficiency, which is a decent, somewhat decent for a KTM Duke 200. To the power delivery, the mileage figures are compromisable, right? And talking about the pricing, KTM Duke 200 comes at 2,50,000 rupees on road Kerala, Kochi. For this kind of a pricing, even at this point, no other bikes can be compared to KTM Duke 200 because of the performance, the power delivery, the braking, the handling, everything comes at this 2.5 lakhs, even with a much more nimbleness because of the all new lighter alloys. So the pricing is also perfectly set, just like the KTM Duke 200. And that's it for the KTM Duke 200 video. I think I have shown you much of the details, and let's catch up in the next video. Until then, bye bye.